Welcome to Sustain, a magazine TV show in which young people from across Africa shine a light on sustainable development. We are a people-focused program that puts community voices and human interest stories at the center of development. Coming up in the following episodes, we will take you on a journey between Zimbabwe, Botswana, and South Africa, and later on the rest of Africa, as we show how sustainable development is a key part of the growth and sustenance of our communities. Let's get started. A wildfire is an uncontrolled fire in an area of combustible vegetation. These blazes get out of control and destroy extensive tracts of forests, grasslands, animals, people, and their properties. Join Theo as he sets the agenda for today's show, where we will look at how we can prevent wildfires.
Hi there, I'm Theo. So today I'm in Harare at the home of forest. I'm here to meet Mr. Wilson Chimwedzi, the man I like to call the firefighter. So follow me as we find out more about what it does. Come with me. So Wilson, tell us, for future generations, how does your organization help reduce fires in Zimbabwe?
Our organization uses the international acclaimed approach as far as fires are concerned. That is the integrated fire management system.
Okay.
It has 4 pillars, and first of which is response, readiness, reduction, and rehabilitation. So we have chosen out of the 4 pillars to focus on 3 areas, okay? And we call it T. So we're going to have a cup of tea right now as I respond to your question, okay?
I'm looking forward to
So
it.
T is training, right?
Okay.
E is for equipping, and A is for awareness.
Okay.
Training, how do we do it? We're running what we call community-based fire programs, where we go to the communities, bring them in, train them, show them how to stop fires, and just generally awareness, okay? Then, of course, equipping. We have the hashtag 1 million fire beater initiative, where we
1 million.
1 million.
Okay.
We're trying to get 1 million people with fire beaters in the country. Okay. And then we also have the awareness side. We've got signages across the country. I don't know whether you've seen the fire danger signs. You'll find them at most of the toll gates. Okay, and that's one. The other, we are also on social media, Facebook. We are on Twitter. We're also on radio. The effort is to reach as many people as we can, okay? And hopefully, obviously, with this program, we might be on TV very soon.
Very soon.
Yes.
Why is it important for local communities to be empowered with knowledge and equipment to fight fires?
They are the vulnerable groups. They get affected by the fires.
Okay.
So, I mean, it makes sense for them to know. So they are vulnerable. So we actually want to show them. And one of the reasons why we want them to know is Zimbabwe, throughout the 63 districts, does not have land-based fire brigades. We don't have anyone to respond to wildfires. Okay?
Really?
So the first line of defense is the person on the ground. So this is why we need to train them, teach them, educate them, and get them involved in especially being very responsible about environmental issues. So this is why we feel it's very important and critical. It's a critical component for them to be involved.
Okay, so there's no one to respond. So tell me, how does wildfires contribute to climate change?
Okay, I'll answer it this way, okay? If you burn a hectare of land, you release almost 30 tons of carbon. So we've been talking about carbon emission, climate change. Now you can link it up.
Yes.
Emissions. Yes. So you're saying 30 tons, okay? Let me give you a typical example. In Zimbabwe, we're ranging around 1.6 million hectares that we burn annually, okay? So let's just take 1 million, okay? So that's 30 million tons that we burn in Zimbabwe, that we release into the air. Pollution, carbon, we have all the related emissions that we produce as a result of that. That's why we say that fires are related to climate change. Of course, there's a whole host of reasons that we can add on, but that's the main one. The fact that we release a lot of emissions into the air. Remember, carbon is necessary to be sequestrated into the ground. We have to sink it into the ground, not sink it into the air.
You say it's sequestrated.
Okay.
That's like a new word.
Well, sequestration is getting all the carbon and pumping it into the ground and keeping it there. Okay. Because that's the component that causes temperature rise. So that's what we want to do. Keep it in the ground and use it when we want to use it, but don't release it willy-nilly. So that's the impact that it has on climate change.
Okay. Earlier you mentioned 1 million fire beaters, that initiative. Tell me more about that.
Okay. 1 million fire beater initiative speaks to everyone in Zimbabwe. You have a corner of land somewhere. Okay. Are you protected? Are you safe? If you've got a farm, how are you going to protect it against fires? So the 1 million fire beater initiative is meant to drive that thinking, to encourage people to be ready and to make sure that whenever there's a fire outbreak, the community and the members are ready to go out there and fight a fire. So that's basically why we're encouraging that. So 1 million fire beater initiative goes to the fact that we have almost 20% of our workers in the rural areas who are able to respond to these fire issues. So we're actually trying to encourage them and say, okay, what did yesteryear farmers do? What approaches did they have? So we're not reinventing the wheel. We're just doing things that were done a long time ago. But this time around now, we're not saying go and make a fire beater, because we're saying the type of fire beaters that people are using, some of them are not good. So we're encouraging people to get the right fire beater. It's like you with a tractor. You just don't buy any tractor. You have to get the right tractor that produces the results that you want.
Looking for, yes.
So this is why we're saying 1 million fire beater initiative. We're saying buy a fire beater, donate a fire beater. And I'm sure in the next 5 years, the whole country will be fire ready. In fact, we're saying let's create a fire adapted community in Zimbabwe, one that will sustain and preserve our environment.
So thank you so much for your time, Wilson. So after the break, we're going to get into practical firefighting. Stay with us, sustain for future generations.
Welcome back. In this segment, we focus on the community. Here we look at issues taking place on the ground within the community in relation to the selected agenda. Today, we are looking at the issue of veiled fires, and we look at how communities in Masvingo and Matobo are adopting firefighting measures to protect their heritage and legacy.
Zuva ndisikakanga mumupei hwamukandanyora rondedzero futizve ndaimoti 2 November 2015.
Yes.
Ndakambwa moto yakawanda zvangu yakauya kuno, asi ya 2 November ndakanga ndiripo handakuhwa. Moto wakatipisira lodge iyo, kapisa lodge iyo nematoilet edu ari mukemikisa tatakazogadziridzawo nematoilet ari kumadhomitories uku. Moto waigwadza uwoyo.
As an organization, we work on the issues of climate change awareness and mitigating and adapting to climate change circumstances in Zimbabwe. And in this project, we came together with Firefight, who advocate for that topic and do awareness trainings for communities that are most affected by wildfires. That's why we came to the Great Zimbabwe Monument, because the monument had been affected by fires. And we think that a monument that is of that great value to the identity of this nation has to be preserved. And we hope that we can support this cause by training the community around the monument to know how to react when fires occur and to safeguard this important national monument.
Kuchikoro takadzidziswa kuti warm air is less dense than cold air. Kureva kuti mhepo inopisa yakareruka kudarika inotonhora. Saka moto ukabvira panapa unogadzira moto mhepo inopisa handiti? Mhepo inopisa iyoyo inobva yakwira mudenga handiti? Saka chinozoita kuti mhepo iwedzere futi inyaya yekuti apa hapagone kugara pasina mhepo. handika inonzi yacreata a vacuum. Saka vacuum iyoyo inofanirwa kufiliwa neatmospheric pressure. Saka inobva zvadedza mhepo yakawandisa zvokuti moto iyoyo hatizogoni kuidzima. Kurudziro yedu iri pakuti huru yachona iri pakuti kana moto uchinge watanga unofanirwa kudzimwa. Saka mukaona patinoita maprograms edu tinosiya equipment yekuti vanhu vashanu vasanoshandisa inogona kuvabatsira.
Chikwata chese chaya nemadepartment ese achitidzisa maererano nekuti moto unofanirwa kuchengetedzwa sei. Taitofungidzira kuti isisi kana tikatotora mipuro chaitokwanisa kungodzima moto. Patika takatonasa kuziviswa kuti kuna mabhitas nezvese.
Isu tadzidzisiwa pamusoro pekuchengetedza nzvimbo yedu pamusoro pemoto. Kune vanotiwo moto mupengo, moto usina zvaunoshandisa unodestroya zviwanikwa zvenzvimbo yedu sekuno tine Great Zimbabwe. Saka tadzidzisiwa kuti nzvimbo yedu yakavakwa tikarega moto uchingopfuta pose pose unenge uchitideredzera zviwanikwa zvedu kuti zvisaramba maclients achiuya kuzozviona.
Mama workshops atinenge tichiita isusu vanongoparidza vakomana vamwe ndevechidiki havagone kusiya history yokuti mufananidzo wengozi ndo uyu watinawo. Saka kana tichiverenga papa tichiparidza kureva kuti ichokwadi chinhu ichi chine ngozi pakati.
Inini kurudziro yandinoda kunyanya kupa especially kumusha kwangu Nyanga kutema miti kwavari kuita nekumukira mabhazi makuseni vachisiya moto ichidi. Ndiri kuti dai zvanhu zvachinja ndozotizve kunoku futi ndiri kuona kurudziro yandoda kupa kumacommunity yakatikomberedza ndeyekuti kana moto uchibvira chero muno mumizimu tofanira kumhanya kunobetsera because haungafanira kuwirwa nemhosva yaunochinyatsooziva kuti iyi imhosva.
Kuvikela umlilo bakithi mina ngicela ukuthi i-workshop ingapheleli lapha.
Sifuna ukuthi acknowledge amanye ama-issues aphume phakathi kwesession yethu namuhla.
The solutions you have spoken about them. We have to create fire guards. We have to do campaigns. We have to enforce the law. We have to do public education. And today we're also going to be doing demonstrations. How we stop fires, and then you also get fire meters to ensure that when a fire starts, we can actually also stop and build fire.
So when you go back to school, this information is mighty vital. We're going to share it with other students who left them at school. We're going to provide them with the posters which were given here inside and show them some various methods and the times which are usually safe and those which are not unsafe to start a fire. For example, in that pie chart which were given, it was having some colors, the one which was red, yellow, green, and further, he stated that we are going to have another color which is purple, which is as a result of what the growing temperatures reaches to what global warming. So this information is much helpful to our communities as we're going to teach them how to prevent fire and teach all of our families how we're going to take care of ourselves and to protect our environment.
Namhlanje ngifundile ngokucisha umlilo. Ukucisha umlilo kunanzele ukuthi kuvikela kakhulu imvelo yethu, inyamazana zasenhle, lezifuyo zethu kanye lathi ukuthi sithole utshani. Manje ngizabuyela ekhaya, ngifike ngibize i-community esigabeni engihlala kiso, ngibatshele abanye engikufundileyo ngokucisha umlilo ukuthi masicicha umlilo kumele sibizane sibe banengi ngoba umlilo awusokabani sonke sifanele ukuthi siciche umlilo kungakhethelekile ukuthi kuhambe mina engihambe ngafundela ukucicha umlilo. Njalo sitholile izikhali zokuthi siciche umlilo wethu, safundiswa ukubana ncazi lathi kumele sizidingele ezinye izikhali ngoba elizweni lethu kasila imali ukuthi singathenga izikhali zokucicha umlilo ezenela wonke umuntu. So wonke umuntu uyi-firefighter endawo lapho ahlala khona kumbe ezindleleni lapho hamba khona ungabona kulomlilo uciche ngoba uvikela imvelo yakho.
Sibuyeleni kuma-old roots ona la ukuthi kudala umlilo onjani. Awusithi ngathi ukutholakala lebhokisi lomentshisi seve yachaya kubuya cicisha ukuthi sawusemapholiseni kumbe sawusangaphi enduneni bathatha bona sokuyini free for all. Why sesibadala sonke awuna umuntu omdala usengimdala lo uthengimdala. But the question is kwenzani ngokudala baba asigcineni matopo ethu please Yesu sicela njani engilaso.
National monuments like the Great Zimbabwe and Matobo carry rich history about where the country comes from and also contribute to the tourism earnings as people come from all over the world to visit. If such places are not preserved, future generations may never know some important facts about Zimbabwe which are stored at these places. Protecting against fire is contributing to sustenance of these communities so that future generations may be able to enjoy. Welcome back to the show. Now on this segment, we focus on the people making a difference in their own lives as well as impacting their communities, no matter how small the impact. Now, youths in most urban areas are faced with a number of challenges, chief among them being unemployment. Now, as the old saying goes, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Some of the activities normally associated with idleness among young people include drug and alcohol abuse. However, amid all the challenges, some young people are choosing to be the light that bleeds of hope in times of darkness. They are finding ways of creating employment for themselves while solving basic community challenges. In the midst of critical power cuts, young people in the high-density suburb of Mavuku are using solar energy to power a business that provides various IT services, including cell phone charging, laptop repairs, typing, and photocopying services.
Ndinonzi Brian German, ndinogara Mavuku, ndine shop yangu tofuta zvokufotokopa, printing, kuchaisa mafoni nemacomputer repairs. Situation yemagetsi kunoku ma1 because anoenda makusenseni kuma 6 sakatorara. Azudzuka manheru saka takazoona kuti kutsvaga solar is the best way to go. Saka panapa toshandisa macomputers 3 nedesktop, ndine laptop, ndine mamonitors. Plus solar nayo inosumudza maspeakers ekuti macustomer angu akamirira nichawataipira zvinhu zvavo. Nechinzwawo music, ndine UPS iri panapa. Yokuti ndakwanisa kudzima ndakabvisa solar ndinoda kushandisa iri battery chete neka solar charger controller nchiona kuti uyu battery rangu iri kumaintainwa sei but solar ndiyo yakunyanya kushandisa ka 200 watts. Ndinoona kuti nesolar it's better cause izvozvi magetsi right now hakuna. I can operate kubva makuseni kusvika manheru so that 3 days ndinongocharger battery nemagetsi ndichikoshandisa solar. Through my business ndokwanisa kuchengetawo mhuri yangu kuendesawo mwana kucreche nekubhadhirawo marentals ekumba kwatinojoka.
Besides providing a place for young people to spend their time while earning an honest living, such spaces in Zimbabwe's ghettos are enabling young people to realize their dreams and express their challenges in a sober, peaceful, and creative manner.
Kungave kumabhuku ala magetsi akunetsa kwa mtare werano kwese akusina magetsi saka rakutoshadza kupaisa magetsi saka inyaya yemagetsi kamiendero kemagetsi asina timetable magetsi anoerekana ati badzi magetsi Kamiendero kemagetsi asina timetable magetsi akungoenda vachashandise madhetsi anongoerekana ati badzi magetsi kamiendero kemagetsi asina timetable magetsi akungoenda vachashandise madhetsi anongoerekana ati badzi magetsi anongoerekana ati dzi raini rese rinobva ratizi anoenda zvinopisa matv kungava kunotoni kwasekexi magetsi anondipa bp anoenda everyday amenochi handichaona news kuzbc ati badzi magetsi anogona kuenda uchiona bhora kana kuenda uchiona rimwe firimu rehora vanofunga kuti ndinojusa magetsi edhola dai henyu muchiongorora mafiriji evanhu akazara mukaka wakakora imimi magetsi motora apo mufiriji mune nyama yoita kunge yavora kamiendero kemagetsi asina timetable magetsi akungoenda vachashandise madhetsi anoerekana ati badzi magetsi anogona kuenda usiku kutafara kunyangwe kumabhuku kunyangwe kunotoni kwaigara tuku nyangwe bhebhi richitostadha magrupu elado